So today's video is going to be about Elsa. Elsa is our pregnant doe. So this is the story about Elsa. So before I had to go pick up Nick's birthday cake for his 17th birthday, I'm going to go ahead and take these 4 baby chicks home that I picked up from Tractor Supply, get them settled, check them for pasty butt, give them food and water, and get them under their heat lamp. And I'm going to get Miss Elton set up in the backyard in her fenced off area that we have set up for all of our goats right now and for Smiles. So I'm going to actually record it as I introduce them because Smiles and Motley and Ozzy, they were actually raised up with Elton. So I, picture of that she was actually a male goat at first, is what she said, and so she named her Elton, and then of course found out that she was pregnant. So that delivery was with a what did she have? A pygmy goat, and so I guess there was some distress, and the goat didn't make it because it was their first time, and I guess they left her alone to try and have the baby. And they raise goats, and so they have kids every year. But I don't know, this time I think it was because it was probably a breech. That maybe the goat also was a little too big from what she was saying, because her pygmy is a lot bigger than she is. She's kind of one of their smaller goats, and so they weren't able to save the kid. And so she did tell me that before I picked her up, that they did have the gate open because they are putting their goats together right now. This is the time of the year that they put their goats together, and so there is a chance that she may be pregnant again. Hi, baby. Hi, Elton. Hi, Mama. Yes, so we're gonna get Elton settled. Actually gonna go back up where I'm closer by the gate. And before I do that, I am gonna get the baby chicks inside too. Leave the air running for her for a second. Get the chicks inside, and then go get Nick's cake. Birthday time. They're gonna all run for a minute. Where'd she go? Oh, she's in the yard. Hi, Mama. Look at her. She's smelling Bonnie. Bonnie doesn't realize there's a new goat. Bonnie's like, why are we running? Smiles, you see your goat? You see Mama? Hi, Smiles. You recognize her? Who is that, Smiles? Who is that, baby? She's like, what we doing? She is pretty. Her's a pretty girl. Motley. Motley. You see your friend? I don't think there's very much in there. I didn't feed him purposely. Motley's smelling her and she's smelling Motley. Hi, Mama. Smiles, you see your friend? Who is that, Smiles? Motley's like, hey, girl. Smiles, who is that? Who is that, Smiles? Is that your friend? She's following Bonnie around. Look at her, she's following Bonnie like she knows her. That's so cute. Bonnie, you got you a new friend. So we moved the goats from the day run, which is where I'm in right now. I'm actually up in the playhouse, aka Sniper Tower, as my teenagers called it when we first moved here. Alright, so it's August 16th, 2021. This is Elsa and Cookie. I have Elsa separated from the rest of the herd so that I can keep an eye on her. There's a possibility that she's kidding. Do know that if so, then it would probably be September when she would have her freshening, but could be sooner just because this would be her second time. She's definitely swollen and she's bagging up, and seem to see movement on the right side. Not 100% sure, but just her behavior. And the fact that the previous owner we got her from had said that their goat Paco had been with all of their females, and so I went ahead and moved her from the rest of the herd. We have 7 of them currently, 3 females, 4 males. The previous one that she did have was too big, and I don't think they intervened. I'm not 100% sure, but the way I think that they handle it is I think that they kind of all do their own thing. I don't know if there's much intervention over at their farm, but I think they did intervene with her, but I don't think it was from the beginning. So since she has a history, we're definitely keeping her close. The other goats are about at least on an acre, I'd say, a little bit more than an acre. And so we're not going to have her stay in there with them, especially because sometimes they'll, you know, headbutt and do their normal roughhousing. Or we can look out our window and watch her at all times. She's in a smaller area. There's a pond in the bigger space that we have, and a lot of tall grass and weeds that the goats have been working on. But I don't want her to, you know, end up going into labor like in the middle of the tall grass or by the pond. And if there's any distress, that's not known. So anyway, gave them some goat food. Gonna let them do their thing. Just keep an eye. Like I said, it's only August the 16th. So she may be good for a while if she is. But like I said, she's starting to bag up, smaller enclosed area. So I think keep a better eye on her. She's up there. And we have 7 of them. 2 of them have been moved over here because we have one that's a male. Our bottle baby, and then we have another one that's a female, and she's gonna hopefully go into labor at some point. Not too soon, hopefully, if it's not time, but you know, it's gonna happen when it happens, I guess, right? But anyway, so they've been moved so that she can be away from the other goats and they don't pick on her and bully her, and they get along pretty well, but I mean, they headbutt each other, and they, you know, they're goats. So I don't want her to be stressed or anything like that. So I went ahead and moved her, and I gave her a friend so they weren't lonely. Because at first when I put her over here, she was kind of, you know, confused because we had just moved them, you know, to the open pasture, and she's like, why am I coming back over here? You know. So this is Elsa. She's our pregnant doe. We had her in the day yard And then we moved her actually to the new goat area, the new goat pasture. And then we found out pretty much for sure that she's pregnant. We weren't sure when we first got her, but then we spoke to the previous owners, and they said that all the other ones that was in with her were in fact pregnant, so to kind of keep an eye out just in case. And then started watching closer and noticing different signs that kind of confirmed it. Still not 100% sure, of course. We haven't had an ultrasound or anything, but pretty sure. So we went ahead and moved her back into the day yard with the other animals that are in there. And she was fine in there. There wasn't really an issue, but she is a goat, and they like to steal the chickens' feed, even though we give them their feed. And then the chickens will go up to the top level, up all the stairs, and they will eat her food. So if you see over here, you know, we were feeding her on the top deck, but of course when we feed them, they'd come down. I mean, she'd come down and eat their food. They'd go up and eat hers. Trying to limit the amount of feed that she's getting, you know, to the right amount, and definitely the right kind of feed. So just to be safe, you know, make sure she doesn't get bloated from eating chicken feed, and so we can also make sure we're giving her the goat minerals and stuff she needs without the chickens getting it. We went ahead and moved her over here, and this area is actually where the pigs were just recently. So today is September 19th, 2021. This is Elsa. Still no baby. Keeping a close eye on her. We still have her separated from the rest of the goats, just in case she goes into labor, and we need to have any intervention. We're hoping that everything will be fine, and that since it's going to be her second time, that it won't be complications or anything, but we want to be prepared. She's got a great appetite. She hasn't really had any changes. No signs of labor yet. So we'll definitely keep you updated, and if and when she goes into the labor, we will be doing another video. Still haven't heard from her previous owner about any of the other goats that they had going into labor, so I'll be sending her a message just to see how they're all doing. But Elsa's doing great.